Hi everyone, it's Oliver, your local property investigator and certified Rightmove addict, back with your Irlam and Cadishead Q3 market reports. Now I'll warn you, this quarter's data has more ups and downs than the roller coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beat, so buckle up, we're diving straight in. Let's start with the basics. How busy's the market really been? In Irlam, we've got 88 homes for sale, pretty much level with last year, a solid steady market doing its thing. Meanwhile, Cadishead has been on a diet. Stocks dropped to just 48, that's 30% fewer homes than last year. Slim pickings. New listings tell a similar story. Irlam's seen a healthy 60 new instructions, up 15%, so confidence is alive and well there. Cadishead, only 33 new listings, a 15% drop. So clearly fewer homeowners have fancied sticking the for sale board out front. Don't forget we've got the Halloween one. So in short, Irlam's ticking along like a well-oiled semi-detached, while Cadishead's more like, don't ring the estate agent just yet, Brenda, let's just see what happens with the interest rates. Prices, reality versus expectation. Now let's talk money because this is where it gets juicy. In Irlam, sellers have gone bold. Average asking prices shot up to 277,000, up 8% year on year. But the average sale price dropped to 233, which means there's now a 16% gap between what sellers want and what buyers will actually pay. So yeah, sellers are thinking Porsche, buyers are offering Peugeot. Over in Cadishead, it's the opposite story. Asking prices fell 6% to 235, but achieved prices rose slightly to 219. So everyone's meeting in the middle. It's like a calm, sensible dinner party compared to Irlam's who's paying for the bill argument. Price per square foot. Irlam sitting at £341 for listings, Cadishead at £258, so both still great value compared to the rest of Greater Manchester. Sales, who's actually moving? Here's where it gets interesting. In Irlam we've had 55 sales agreed, which is basically the same as last year. Steady, reliable, like that one neighbour who's always mowing the lawn. But in Cadishead, only 25 sales agreed, down nearly 40%. That's quieter than a house viewing during a thunderstorm. So, Irlam's moving, Cadishead's not so much. Put simply, if Irlam's a marathon runner pacing themselves, Cadishead's still tying its shoelaces. Price reductions, withdrawals and fall-throughs. Now let's talk about those moments where the market says, hang on a second. In Irlam, 35 price reductions, that's up nearly 30% on last year. In Cadishead, fewer overall, just 15, but given there are only 48 homes for sale, that means roughly a third of the market had a price trim. So sellers are starting high and slowly landing back on planet Earth. As always, Oliver James has the lowest amount of reductions and we're still averaging 99.9% of asking price, which is the highest in the area by quite a margin. Withdrawals are looking positive though. Irlam down to 11, Cadishead to 9, which means more sellers are sticking it out and seeing deals through. But then there's the dreaded fall-throughs. Irlam had 18, Cadishead 8. That's around 1 in 3 sales collapsing before completion. And again, we do have these lock-in agreements which stops that happening. So if your sale fell through recently, don't take it personally. You're just part of the it was going so well until the survey club. Quarter on quarter, the short-term story. Compared to Q2, both areas have seen the typical summer slowdown. In Irlam's, sales dropped from 65 to 55, that's about 15% off, while Cadishead halved from 49 to 25, which is a bit more of an out. Asking prices in Irlam rose 5%, while Cadishead dropped 13%, clearly showing how the mixed picture really is across the two patches. So while Irlam's still cruising steadily down the M44 at Liverpool Road, Cadished's temporarily parked up on the A57 in the slow lane, waiting for a bit of help and confidence. The takeaway, what it all means. So what's the moral of the story for sellers and buyers in our pack? If you're selling, get realistic. Price right, first time, and you'll sell. Going too high and you'll join the reduce the game parade. And with fall-throughs high, have a plan B ready, just in case your buyer ghosts you after the survey. If you're buying, there's opportunity. With achieved prices dipping and sellers still keen, it's prime time to negotiate. But act fast, the best homes still sell first, especially when priced sensibly. So that's your Q3 2025 market update for Irlam Cadishead. 2 neighbours with 2 different moves this quarter. Irlam's keeping calm and carrying on. Cadished's lying low and waiting for a sign from the Bank of England. I'm Oliver James, your local property investigator and Rightmove addict. And as always, if you want the real story behind your home's value, not just the headline, you know where to find me. See you in Q4 and let's hope a more sold side.